Hey everyone, NWA Prepper here. It is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. I have not made some content for a while. And there's 100 reasons. I have just let real life kind of get in the way of things. And I know that's, what is real life? I don't mean that this isn't real life. I share with you my real life. But it's just been work. And what few moments that I have had that haven't been work, I've wanted to devote to my family or my church. And so it's just been hard to make content. Some of the things that I've done lately that I should have normally I would have shared is I've been doing a lot of dry canning in like half-gallon jars. One of the last videos that I did make was about these half-gallon jars that, because of a social media post I found on sale for like $13 for a half dozen. Well, I saw those again at a store in Fort Smith, actually Van Buren, called Jaegers. It's a hardware store, but it's so much more than a hardware store. And they had them, if you bought them online, for $13.99 a half dozen for half-gallon jars. And so I didn't notice the online part. So, and this was last weekend. Yeah, it was last weekend. Started the day on a Saturday, because Saturday are really the only days that I have any availability at all. And I know I make my own decisions. I'm not griping about working. I'm very blessed to have two good jobs. I have my full-time job as a firefighter and my part-time job as a police officer. I'm blessed to have them. But it's been a very busy time for both of those, so I just haven't been out. So we woke up and I don't remember what we did. I do remember I offered my daughter and my wife, I offered to take them into town and pick them up a donut. And they both accepted graciously, and we got in the truck and we drove north into town. I guess actually we went south into town to get a donut. And then they're like, my daughter, who is very busy in her own world, just doesn't have time for her dear old dad and mom very often. She said, let's go on a drive. And so I looked at the gas gauge and we had 3/4 of a tank, and I said, let's go. And then we take off and we go to Van Buren. We went to go to Butcher Shop to get some lamb to make shepherd's pie. Another thing I could have shared with you. And which I may. Anyway, so we get down there and had a wonderful time. She got to go in, and she did not recall going to a real butcher shop such as that, where they actually cut your meat up right there and wrap it in paper. And anyway, so we went down there and got some lamb, and then we went to Jaegers. They're very close to each other in Van Buren. And I go in and the jars are like $17, which is still a wonderful price on those jars. But I'm like, man, that's $4. Well, $3 difference. And so I look on the website, I looked on the website, and it was an online only. So, and I'm like, okay. And I could have easily just went up and said, hey, could I talk to a manager? And here's the price. Can we do that? And I thought, well, I'm going to use my debit card anyway. So I'm like, well, so I ask how long it takes for an online order to be ready. And the gentleman says, oh, we get all our orders ready in 15 minutes. And I had the 2 cases of the jars that I wanted to get in a cart. And so I stepped aside and I went ahead and placed my online order and put my phone away. And no sooner than I did that, then I was up to the front of the store, which is where their office is and their registers. And I heard the manager, or I assume a manager, say, hey, we've got a couple more online orders. We need to hurry up. I want these out of here. I want these ready in the next 15 minutes. And this is on their radio, that employee radio. But I can hear them there. You know, everyone has one. It's not quiet. And he's like, remember, we like to get these out ready and waiting in 15 minutes. Not like those other guys. I'm sure he means Lowe's and Home Depot and places like that. And so this young man comes up, the one I had talked to, ironically. And I said, hey, my name's Travis. Here's my last name. And I ordered 2 cases of half-gallon jars. Take your time. I'm going to go peruse the store. But here they are. These are the exact ones that I ordered. And he's like, oh, well, hold on. And so he took 2 more steps, reached in and grabbed some of the orders off the printer, flipped through, and in 2 seconds, he's like, oh, here you are, sir. Just sign here. And I signed there, and he gave me the other copy, and he says, have a wonderful day. So I did. So I had some extra of those jars, and I'd bought some more online, and so I got into vacuum canning a little bit. Normally I've done small things like things that I've dehydrated, or if I've been gifted some things that were freeze dried, things like that. And I've done some small things, but on this one we went and got a 25-pound bag of rice, several pounds of pasta, and several pounds of beans. So with that in mind, that's every time, every weekend, I am still making progress in my preparedness to be better off tomorrow than I am today, even though that I haven't been clicking the record button on a lot of it. And I guess I'm kind of asking for your forgiveness and patience, because it takes time to make videos. It takes time to edit, and that extra time, my son's a senior in high school and he's an active senior. He's been very blessed, as have I, with things that he's accomplished or things that he's doing in school. And I don't want to miss any of his activities. I won't miss them. I want to be there. I want him to know that I support him and encourage him. And the best way for me to do that is for him to see me in the stands, whether it's in band. He's the drum major for the 2nd year. He's playing football for the first time. That ended last Friday. And he was a starter. I mean, he's homecoming court. He got all of those things that a young man in high school thinks is cool and hopes to accomplish in high school. He's done most of those things this year. And so I enjoy watching him be blessed. I like that his football team calls him preacher. I like that he has several of them coming to church with him. I like that he doesn't require someone to wake him up to go to church. He can't wait to walk in the door every time it's open. He's on the worship team playing the guitar. That has been where my time has been, and I don't regret it, but I do ask for your patience. I'm still here. I'm still working hard at preparedness. I still care about you, but I've had to I've had to use some of my focus on something that I'll never get to see again. And so I don't want him to have a memory of Just like when he was little and scouting and playing. I don't want him to have a memory of, I don't remember my dad being there. I know you guys all understand that or can relate, and so I appreciate your patience. I want us to be ready. Preparedness is still happening on my end, even though I don't show very much of it right now. I'll do better. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's get ready.